full disclosure is already here. So the idea that you're waiting around for the government to disclose, and people are so upset, and not only that, but they think that once the government gives full disclosure, then somehow that's going to change society. And it won't. How do I know that? Because full disclosure is already here. And people don't take advantage of it. I'm telling you, I'm going to give you the information that's already publicly available. And there are going to be people watching this who are going to refuse to go look at it. And the only thing I can say is that that is a third dimensional mind that doesn't want to expand, but wants to stay in the drama of disclosure and UFO and ET disclosure, and we deserve that. Not only is the physical disclosure available, so is the personal experience. Instead of waiting around for somebody to tell you what ETs are, go and talk to them. It's very simple. Just go and do it. You don't want to? That's okay. You're not ready? That's okay. You don't have to. But once that happens, that is going to be the real disclosure. And anyway, let me give you the disclosure. So, the official website for Dr. Stephen Greer, who is again, I don't understand this, but there are people who are sincere who want to badmouth Dr. Greer, and I don't know why. I don't know why you want to do that. There has been 2 attempts on his life. 2. Not just like they were going to do it and it failed. No, one was a physical attack, gave him cancer, almost killed him. Second one was a car accident that almost killed him. And at least one of his team was killed. So, when people want to talk about him being a grifter, I don't understand that either. He has a nonprofit. He charges money for things, but that's because he's got this program that he's involved in. He spends all of his time, as I can see it, working behind the scenes in the government, working with people for actual disclosure. And so that stuff costs money. And, so I don't understand where people come up with this. So you can go to his website, drstephengreer.com, and his intelligence archive is Disclosure Project Intelligence Archive, DPIA, which you can find on his website. So these resources provide the real disclosure data that I mentioned, allowing my viewers to verify the claims regarding illegal secret military operations and suppressed energy technologies. You can go figure that out for yourself. You don't have to wait. Why are you waiting? You don't trust the government. Here's the thing that also gets me. You don't trust the government. You don't trust the Pentagon, but you're waiting around for the Pentagon to tell you what they're doing. I mean, do you honestly think they're going to tell you the truth? Why are you waiting for them? The disclosure is already there. I mean, if you go to the YouTube video, search YouTube for the Disclosure Project National Press Club event of June 12th, 2023. Search YouTube for that very video. You will hear actual whistleblowers, not just what's presented to you. There's a handful of ex-military whistleblowers, and you can come to your own conclusion about whether or not they have an agenda or not. The fact that they're on all mainstream media television, and that whenever there's some kind of congressional whistleblower thing, they're in the front row. I mean, you don't get in the front row of Congress, unless you got connections. So you can come to your own conclusion about their believability or not. But in that video, once again, it is the Disclosure Project National Press Club event, June 12th, 2023. That video has far more than just a handful of ex-military. There are hundreds. And if you go to the archives, you will find, I think it's approaching 1,000. And these are people who have actually lost their career, they've lost their safety, and they have given complete, total disclosure about what is happening. So stop complaining about when is disclosure going to happen. It's already happened. And stop waiting around for the abusive narcissist to tell the truth. It's never going to happen. whatever they volunteer is going to be just enough truth to get you where they want to take you. So stop waiting around for the Pentagon and stop complaining that government, like the idea that Congress is going to somehow be involved in full disclosure. Come on, grow up. Wake up just a little bit, please. And the thing is that the people in charge of this planet are only in charge of this planet because we've allowed them to be in charge of this planet. And if we make the decision that we don't want them in charge anymore, just that in and of itself will destroy their power. That is the thing that they fear the most. You deciding that you don't want to be part of this narrative anymore. So I've said, if you really want to, I've got a book, Interdimensional Revolution. And I very clearly state in that book that the way to transform our society is not through political action. It is not through any kind of protests or any kind of activism. It's about changing your own consciousness. And we have access to a superpowered way to do that is available to everybody. And it's one of the names of it is called CE5, Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind Protocols. Look it up. Watch the movie, Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. You can watch it for free on YouTube and on Amazon. And that's what got me going on it, because I didn't believe in ETs. And if there were ETs, I was afraid of them. And I saw that and I said, this guy says, Dr. Greer, that if I do this thing, this protocol, that if I do that I can communicate with these higher dimensional, powerful spiritual beings. Well, I don't believe that's real, but I'm going to prove it to myself one way or another. And I sure as heck did. And you can also. And on this channel, we do live guided interdimensional meditation. We do them every Wednesday and Saturday evening. I'm currently doing them live, 7:30 p.m. on this channel. You don't have to come here if you can't come here at those times. You can go to the live section on my YouTube channel and play any of the hundreds of live guided meditations. If you want to get into some really crazy stuff, do the ones we've been doing for the past year. If you want to go back to the nuts and bolts, bread and butter, go back to the first ones that we did. You'll have to search, further on. But the first ones, I was just basically doing, versions of CE5. And we were doing things like trying to send energy to Earth from the sun. This was the thing, I talk about. I did that the first time. The first live meditation I did was because I was communicating with ETs, and I said, when is this solar flash thing going to happen? And they said, when you decide. And I said, okay, fine, I decide. And I figured I might as well do a live meditation, and I don't know, 5 people showed up, and we went to the sun and sent energy to the Earth, and the ETs went crazy. The light beings would, with happiness and joy, thank you so much. But that's because I went out and I did stuff. I experienced it. I tried things. I don't wait around for people to tell me what to think. I never have. I have always never come to any conclusions about anything until I can personally verify it through experience. So I recommend that you do the same. So let's stop this nonsense about waiting around for UFO disclosure, and stop waiting around for somebody to tell us who ETs are. Why don't we just go talk to them and find out? And when we do that, our entire reality will shift. That's it for me, my friends. I love you all. Please be very good to yourselves. If you want to become an apprentice of mine, because I teach all kinds of other spiritual stuff, go here to thunderwizard.com, click on memberships, and then scroll around until you see Warrior 90-Day Lightning Qigong. You can click on that. You can unsubscribe whenever you want. You get access to all kinds of stuff. And if you want to work with me personally, there are ways that you can do that again in membership. You can also go to thunderwizard.com, click on shop. And if you want to have a really simple practice that also helps connect to higher dimensions, do the Summoning the Immortals Qigong. So you can find that in the shop. There's a bunch of other really cool stuff in there. Now, if you want to know my methods that I've, learned over years and years of, sometimes daily communication with ETs, you can go to contact.thunderwizard.com. I tell you all of the tips and tricks and, all the things that I've had to figure out the hard way. I teach you, what to expect and how to navigate interdimensional communication. And if you want access to real power, go to maushan.thunderwizard.com. If you have questions about anything, how to connect with me, any of the practices, put it in the comments section and ask a question, and I will answer it as long as it's respectful and honest. I read all the comments, and that's it. I love you all. Be very good to yourself. I'll see you all very soon.